Oftentimes, expats get rejected in Paraguay, and there are a number of reasons why expats don't feel welcome here or why they don't manage to integrate into Paraguayan community. And today we're going to reveal what you cannot do and what you can do or what you should do to get accepted here in Paraguay. I'm joined here by Betha. She is a Paraguayan, and there's no person that can provide better insights than her, because you were born here, you live here, you have lived here all your life, and obviously you have a lot to talk about on this subject, right? So talk to me about the family traditions here in Paraguay. Like, what are some of the things that are important to know for a foreigner coming into this country?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me here. I'm really happy to share my knowledge of Paraguay. Paraguay is my home, so yeah. Well, family here is one of the most important things, I would say. Since the moment that you're born, you grow up in this whole community, your family, and it's not just your parents and your siblings. It's more like your entire extended family. So your grandparents, your uncles, your aunts, your cousins, everything. They're just really close to you, so it's really important.
I want to touch on an important point here, because oftentimes people come from families that are not very connected, where people have like real tensions within their family. I mean, that's very true in Western societies these days. Now, you were telling me that in Paraguayan society, that's not the case. You know, family is very important. I'm sure people have issues in Paraguay like to do in other countries. But here, people tend to really put in the maximum effort to restore the issue, if there is one. Do you think that's true? Because oftentimes people come here, with the expectation that, once there is an issue, you have to distance yourself from the family.
I don't think that's true here. I mean, like I said, family is like the heart in Paraguay. So even if you have these discussions, or I would say even fights, I guess that's what family is about, reconnecting even after the hard times. So here it's really important, Sundays. Sundays are sacred here, and you make the time to see your family. So even if you're mad or whatever, or there's been like a discussion, you still make that time to visit them and hang out and just try to fix it, because after all, it's family.
Right. Now, let's talk further about what you can do, specifically talking about family ties, especially when it comes to children and elderly people who are oftentimes ignored and left behind. What is a Paraguayan's responsibility? Well, in this case, what is the foreigner's responsibility? Let's say a foreigner comes here. What is their responsibility to ensure that the family stays intact here, especially when we're talking about children and elderly people?
Okay, so if we're going to talk about elderly people, it's the main thing I would say, it's respect and helping. We are raised with this mindset that the elderlies are just, they're wiser and we just really respect them. So that's a really important thing here. Like, even if you see someone, crossing the road or whatever, you take your time to help them, or at least walk a little bit slower so they don't feel left behind. Something else I would say is visiting family. So I don't know if you're dating a Paraguayan or something like that. They really prioritize visiting their family, and they love it when you feel like part of the family. So if there's like family reunions and things like that, make sure to go and be there present and just hang out with everyone and talk. Something that Paraguayans hate, like especially in family environments, is being with the phone. I know the phone is a really big thing now and everyone just has it. But when you're with family, you leave it behind and you just enjoy the moment and be present on it, and not so much just scrolling through Instagram or whatever.
Now, what you just addressed here when it comes to spending time with family on Sundays, and you referring to Sunday as the sacred day, which is true. Like when I, for instance, spend time at my fiance's place on Sundays, it's always the same drill. We go first to buy groceries, food, What's very popular on Sundays is the concept of Paraguayan barbecue. It's very good. And like Paraguayans block out the whole day for the families on Sundays. Like it starts in the late morning, Sunday is probably the only day for a lot of people where they can truly rest up, because they don't have to work on Sundays. A lot of people are now working on Saturdays too. So that's definitely something that I also noticed, where in other countries, on Sundays, you're happy just to spend an hour or two max with somebody, or even with your family, So that has changed drastically, I think. Another thing you pointed out, which is the usage of your mobile phone, which is blown out of proportion in a lot of places, you know. But on Sundays here, like people, they tend to use it less. I mean, I can just speak to my personal experience, right?
Yeah, as I mentioned, Sundays here are sacred. We just try to spend the entire day, if possible, with our family. So, as you've mentioned, the barbecue, it's really common to eat barbecue on Sundays for lunch. And it's just the man's, I think, job to do the barbecue, while the woman, we're in the kitchen and we try to make, the sides, like the salad, sopa paraguaya, and things like that. So, it's just this whole family tradition of cooking together and enjoying that time and learning. Like I don't think there's anything better than cooking with your grandma and like getting to know those, family secrets.
I can reflect on what's going on in the Northern Hemisphere, and I see that Christmas is in decline, which is heartbreaking because it's one of the best festivals of the year, if not the best, not if not the most important. So, what should a foreigner be aware of when it comes to celebrating Christmas here in Paraguay? What are some do's and some don'ts?
Christmas, it's still a really big thing here. It's one, if it's not the biggest celebration here. And one of our traditions, it's spending actually Christmas Eve all together, and we wait until midnight. And at midnight, we have this fireworks and music and dance, and we sing a lot. And then we open the presents at Christmas Eve at midnight. So it's not like the 25th that we spend together. It's more actually the 24th at night. And it's this night party, I guess. There's music, a lot of food. So people here think of Christmas food, I don't know, a month ahead. And they're just preparing, like the grandmas and things like that. They just get so excited to cook the family dinner. And then I guess I would say, Holy Week. That's a really big thing here as well.
Mhm.
People that live in the city, they usually go to the countryside. Like it's kind of common to have a countryside home here. So during Holy Week, people just try to get their things and move for some days so they can enjoy the peace and quiet of the nature and not so much the city vibes. And it's just, again, cooking. We do chiba. So it's, yeah, I guess that would be it, the both holidays that we really enjoy here.
Let's talk about a sensitive topic, being accepted into the Paraguayan community. Now, as somebody who has lived across the globe in many countries, being welcomed is not a given, and certain cultures are more receptive towards welcoming foreigners than others. That's been my experience.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you tell somebody? Let's say we have somebody here who wants to come down to Paraguay, but they're worried about being accepted into this community because maybe in their home country, foreigners are not accepted too much or not too well. Where do Paraguayans stand on this issue?
I think that Paraguayans are actually really welcoming. I feel like this whole community, since it's built in these family values and family senses, we just really enjoy being in big groups, I guess. So whenever someone new comes, I think like Paraguayans are really curious and just want to get to know the person, and they just want to make that person feel welcomed and like at home, I would say. So if someone's trying to see a move here, I would recommend them coming and trying and just seeing how they feel, because after all, you also have to reconsider whenever you move around how you feel at that place. Not only the political things and like how it affects you like financially, but also how you feel in it. Because if you move somewhere and you don't feel welcomed or you don't feel at peace, I guess, it's not really your place. And I think that Paraguay can be a really nice place for anyone that wants that family sense. So I would recommend them trying and just being very respectful, because they do value that a lot here. And focusing on the details, the small details, like, I don't know, taking a flower if you're going to visit someone, or things like that, helping in the kitchen if they invite you to eat, or at least offer to help. They won't accept it, but once you offer it, it's just like a step closer to being family, I guess.
What's the difference between celebrating Christmas versus celebrating birthday in Paraguay?
Well, the birthday, it's actually like a whole month thing. Yeah. So it's not just a single day. It's you go like it's your month, I guess, and you celebrate it with your family and your friends, and you just try to make each day feel special. And then your actual birthday, you do this big celebration with your family and friends, and you mix them all up, and it's just, it feels nice to feel valued, I guess, by your family because they spend their time to make you feel special. So I guess that would be a really big tradition here as well, or at least something special that we Paraguayans really like. Because I know that around the world, maybe your birthday is just like a single day and that's it. But here it's like, I don't know, my birthday is on April. So the whole month of April, it's just like my birthday month. And it's just every day I try to do something different. I go out with friends or family. We try to cook stuff. So that would be it. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that works quite differently across the globe. So in most places, the birthday is one day and that's it.
Oh gosh, no, that's too sad.
Yeah. Or sometimes if you can't celebrate it on that day, let's say you have to work, let's say it's a weekday, it falls on a weekday, you may not be able to do that much. So people celebrate it the following weekend. That's
I
quite
mean,
popular.
that would be the case if you want to do like a really big party. But on your birthday, you still have family dinner, at least with your grandparents, cousins, uncles, like the extended family as well.
Now, when we first talked about being at home in Paraguay, like the Sunday being the sacred day, like talk to me about some other traditions, like food sharing. I don't know what else is shared or can be shared in Paraguayan culture. Like what are some other traditions that are applied to not just a special day like a birthday or like Christmas, but any day really?
Well, I think the top one would be terere. You've heard of it. Like, there's no place in Paraguay that you go and you wouldn't find terere. So, for the ones that don't know, terere, it's like iced tea, I would call it. Mm-hmm. So, wherever you go in Paraguay, you'll probably see this big cup or thermos of water and people just sitting around and just sharing the terere. So, it's really common to whenever you're also, I don't know, traveling to the countryside or something like that, or just, going somewhere, that the passenger will have this terere thermo and will just share the terere to a driver. And it's just a way to, I don't know, share a time and just talk. And instead of having an alcoholic drink, you have the terere for the daytime. That's something that I would compare it to. So you know how you'd go out to a bar and have this drink and just talk through it? Well, the terere would be kind of the same thing with the same purpose of just sharing a moment without eating anything, but just during the daytime. And then besides that, another, I guess, like we mentioned before, the food, it's a really important thing here, just sharing that value and that time in the kitchen with your family. Like one of the best moments and the moments that I enjoy the best are just learning some cooking secrets and just having that time to have fun and then share my love through food. I guess that's a good thing.
Well, I appreciate you sharing all these traditions of Paraguay with us today. Obviously, you have some good insights because you are Paraguayan, right?
Yeah.
So as a foreigner who has been here just, for a little bit of time, just a fraction of your entire life, it's always interested to hear. I'm very much aware of what's going on, but not so much of, the details because it does take time to learn all of this. So I appreciate you sharing this, Bella. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate it. Now, if you guys are interested in obtaining Paraguayan residency this month, in August 2025, we're running a few specials again. We have an offer available if you're interested in a fast-track residency for Paraguay, where you can get residency and cedula in just one trip. So instead of spending 2 trips to come here, now it's only 1 trip. This offer, we have it running until the end of the month. You can save anywhere from $850 to $1,300 on your packages. If you're interested in one of these specials, go to nomadelite.com and click on book a consultation. I look forward to talking to you and helping you move to this beautiful country located in the heart of South America. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate your attendance and I look forward to welcoming you to Paraguay.